Alright. Am I going to be able to make it out of here anytime soon? It doesn't look like I am. Alright, this part is awesome, guys. Everybody meet my favorite character in this game. She is pretty awesome, I have to admit. And I'm excited to see her. I found you! Ooh, aren't you scary? Aren't you sure you want to be doing that snarling and glaring all the time? Well, that's too bad. I was planning on helping you if you were nice. That's much better. You humans are obedient to a fault, aren't you? Oops, but you aren't a human anymore, are you? You're a beast. Hehe. There, you be a good boy and calm down. No need to bite. Yay, she set us free. You look kind of surprised. Hehe. So, I bet you're wondering, where exactly are we? Well, I'll make you a deal if you can get over here. Alright, so this, guys, is Midna. She is going to be our companion for the rest of this game. And unlike most companions in Zelda games, she is actually not that annoying. She's not a pain in the butt like most companions. So, I mean, honestly, a lot of the things she says isn't very helpful. But, I mean, I'm sure she has her moments. I don't know. That's my experience anyway. But that's just because, this is my second playthrough of this game. So I already know what to do. I guess you're not completely stupid after all. So yeah, basically you have to dig a hole. You have to break those boxes and then dig a hole to get out of there. But in exchange for my help, you have to do exactly as I say. So, yeah, this one, she's very sassy, she's very bossy, but I kind of like that about her. I mean, she's not annoying like Navi was. She does give some good hints sometimes, but she does, like, it's not really the hints she gives that are helpful. I mean, because I can do most of this on my own without any hints from her. But it's not the hints, but it's the, and see, you can use Y, I think the Y button to dig. I didn't want to do that again. But anyway, if you dig in certain areas, you can get rupees and hearts and stuff like that. And it helps out a lot in this game when you're Wolf Link. But anyway, this is an example of important stuff that Midna can do. She can grab onto stuff, you know, like switches and stuff when you're a wolf. And she can also, you'll notice later on that she can help you reach higher ledges that you can't reach otherwise. Okay, what do we have here? So if you press X, then you can use your wolf senses. And you can see that there is actually a man standing here. But he is in the spirit world. That's enough. I'll be safer. I'll be safe here, I think. What was that noise? Don't anything come near me. So he can't actually see us because he's in a different dimension. Which is very interesting. I love that about this game, that they add the Twilight world. And how the Twilight world differs from the regular world. That's pretty neat. Right now we are in the sewers, in case you weren't paying attention, but we don't know exactly where what is above these sewers. And yeah, Midna says that, I think she just said it, but one important thing to remember is that even though you're a wolf, the buttons that you press, you know, to attack and stuff, aren't... Okay, we can't get over there because of the spikes, so we'll have to figure out how to get through there. But anyway, one important thing is that when you're a wolf, you just use the same buttons you would use if you were a human, and you can still fight in the same way. Because you can do a jump attack with A, you can press B to do an attack. If you hold down B, you'll do a spin attack. The only difference is, you know, you're just using your teeth and your claws instead of your sword. So it's very neat. And Midna's a lot of help too, because she'll help us reach places that we can't reach in our wolf form. So she is actually pretty helpful. I mean, sometimes the tips that she gives aren't, like, they're very redundant because we already know how to play, but the overall help that she gives is the important part. Let's see, is there anything over here? Sometimes there's rupees in these little crevices. So I like to check everyone. Okay, I think we're supposed to be over here, because this switch will put out more water into the sewers, so that way we can go swim over where the spikes are, and they aren't going to get us now because the water level has risen up. So see, we can just swim above it and it'll be fine. Let's see, did I miss something over here? Oh, no. It just sent out some more enemies. So yeah, Midna is like my favorite character. She's pretty awesome. I like her personality a lot. And I forgot to say, guys, welcome to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. I don't know why I don't even know why it took me that long to say that. Ugh, that stench. Why are we lingering in such a nasty place? That's what Midna says. Let's see, here's another soldier. Where are these black things? Where are they coming from? And how do we get out of here? That's a good question, buddy. A good question indeed. How do we get out of here? Okay, we need another... Oh, these are just more shadow monsters. Didn't really want to deal with them very much. But, yeah, I don't know why I waited so long to say welcome back to my video, but whatever. I mean, I guess I can start off each video differently. It really doesn't matter, but yeah, in the last video, we got locked up into the sewers. Well, no, before that happened, Ilya and Colin got kidnapped. And then Link ran off into the Twilight and became a wolf. And he got locked up, and now he has no clue what he's doing here. So see, these soldiers, they're pretty much scared to death because they have no clue that they're in the spirit world. And now, And they can't even see us either, so they don't know that we're trying to help. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to hit that switch again. We want the switch down because there's an area we need to get to that we can't get to otherwise. With the water up like that. Okay. And no, there's no vampires in the Twilight world either. I know you're probably wondering, since Link turned into a wolf, there's got to be vampires too. And a girl fighting wait a minute, no, the girl doesn't fight over them, they fight over her. What am I talking about? Yeah, vampires and werewolves fighting over a very needy girl. But anyway, enough about Twilight references. Midna's gonna go over there and she's pretty much gonna mock us. She'll be like, oh, well, you need to figure it out on your own. But it's not that hard to do. We wanted to lower the water levels because there's a hole over here that we're going to enter. There's a little tunnel, and we can only do that when the water levels are low. And now we're in this little cave. I guess the soldier found his way back here to hide from the shadow beasts. Please, I am but a lowly soldier. Please, someone save me from these evil creatures. Ah! Now, if you see these sparkling black areas, that means that there is likely treasure in them. So, rupees, hearts, stuff like that. Oh, did the detour tire you out, little wolf? By the way, are you using X to hone your senses like you should? It looks like all the spirits in here, they're all soldiers. Where in the world could we be? You went out of here, right? Okay, we're off. Okay, so basically, hold on, we want to go over here first. And we have to now climb some very precarious looking platforms. So see, this one broke. Ugh, what are you doing? Well, I kind of had to do that because you wouldn't help me, Midna. But yeah, we're going to climb some very precarious looking platforms that are going to be hard for us to leap forward because there's too big of a gap. But if you press L, Midna is going to say, oh, I guess I have to do everything for you. So, all of the, really small ledges that have a bunch of gaps between them, she'll help you on them. So, this is actually a lot of help, because otherwise, you know, we're just a wolf. We can't go up very high. And basically, in case you haven't figured it out by now, we are actually in Hyrule Castle. So, you'll see it in a minute. But we were actually in the sewers of Hyrule Castle, and now we are making our way up to the top. Let's get rid of these shadow keys. I almost call them shadow bats, but I guess they're called keys in this game. Let's see, where do we jump? I'm trying to get rid of these boxes here. There we go. Just a heart. Okay, so you know where we are yet? Well, if you go to the top, you might figure it out. And we are now outside of that place. And look how awesome Hyrule Castle looks in this game. It's pretty amazing. It's a very big castle too. So, and it just looks very gothic and oh, it just looks like it's from the Gothic era, I think. Gosh, Mipha is, or Mipha, why did I call her Midna? I think what I'm thinking of is that Zora woman from Breath of the Wild. Her name is Mipha. But anyway, Midna is really insulting Link's intelligence right now. I've got to tell you. I mean, because it's pretty obvious where we are, but I guess, I don't know, I guess Link might be a little disoriented after what happened. I mean, he did just turn into a wolf. That's not something that happens every day. Let's see what he says. What are these monstrous birds? What in the world is happening here? Oh, our poor Hyrule Castle. So, this guy, he's seen better days, pretty much. So, we need to go meet somebody at the top of the castle. And I'm sure a lot of you know who we're meeting, but, we'll just see that in a minute. Okay, now there are these, shadow birds that'll try to get you. My advice is just to ignore those when you can, because there's a lot of narrow cliffs along the castle, and it's pretty easy when you're going to attack them. You might accidentally jump off the freaking wall of the castle, and that's not going to be good. That can be pretty annoying. I remember when I first played this game, I had a lot of trouble along this castle wall, but a lot of that can be avoided just by ignoring those birds. So, yeah, I'm not even gonna mess with those guys. And see, we're almost there, so we don't even have to mess with them anyway. So long, birdies! Oh, look at this. We are now inside of the castle, guys. So we can see what is up here. Or who, I should say. What are in these crates? I don't want to miss my opportunity to get what's inside the crates. Okay, just a heart. Nothing I really need. And ooh, a mysterious figure in shadow. Can I read her diary? No, unfortunately I can't. This is a very nice looking room, I must say. It looks very dark and dingy, but it looks so nice. Oh, who do we have here? Reveal yourself. I love how Midna rolls her eyes like that. I love her sense of humor. Hee, you remembered my name? What an honor for me. So, this is the one for whom you were searching. He's not exactly what I had in mind, but I guess he'll do. You were imprisoned? I am sorry. Poor thing, he has no idea where this is or what's happened. So, don't think you should explain to him what you've managed to do. You owe him that much. Twilight Princess, hee hee. Listen carefully. This was once the land where the power of the gods was said to slumber. This was once the Kingdom of Hyrule. But that blessed kingdom has been transformed by the king that rules the Twilight. It has been turned into a world of shadows, ruled by creatures who shun the light. Oh boy. They are not having a good day at all. No, sir. Oh gosh. That guy's having a very bad day. Okay, who is this guy? He's wearing a very weird looking mask. It is time for you to choose. Surrender or die. Oh yes, a question for all the land and people of Hyrule. Life or death? Oh gosh, what is she gonna do? And she chooses to surrender. I mean, honestly, if I was in that situation, I probably would have done the same thing, because I don't want the people to die because of my actions. You know what I mean? So, I totally understand why Zelda did what she did. Okay, now what I want to know is how the heck the castle... Oh gosh. This is really scary. Twilight covered Hyrule like a shroud, and without light, the people became as spirits. That has to be really terrifying. Within the Twilight, they live on, unaware that they have passed into spirit forms. All the people now know is fear. Yeah, what I'd like to know is how the castle is still standing after it was burning down. Like, did they build a new castle or what? That's what I'd like to know. The kingdom succumbed to Twilight, but I remain its princess. Oh, it's Princess Zelda, guys. We get to meet her this early on into the game. And she looks pretty darn awesome, I have to admit. You don't have to look so sad. We actually find it to be quite livable. I mean, is perpetual Twilight really all that bad? Oh, Midna, I love you. Midna, this is no time for levity. The Shadow Beast has been searching far and wide for you. Why is this? Why indeed? You tell me. Hehehe. Time has grown short. The guard will soon make his rounds. You must leave here quickly. Okay, so we discovered some very interesting bits of information about the kingdom and pretty much how the weight of the kingdom is on the princess's shoulders. I mean, that would be really tough to be a princess. I have to admit. Uh-oh, the guard's coming. But Midna is going to get us out of here, so... Luckily, we don't have to deal with them this early in the game. Okay, I guess we're gonna sneak out of the castle this way. Well, do you know where you are now? I guess a promise is a promise, so I'll let you go back to where you first tumbled into Twilight. But are you really sure you should be going back? Are you sure you aren't forgetting something important? Holy crap! She does a pretty good impression of Colin and Ilya. Like, that is just creepy. I think Link is very stunned as well. Why don't you go back, take a little time, and give it some thought? Hehehe. Alright, so we're going to go back to the, I think the Farum Woods region now. Yeah, we're going back over here. But we are still a wolf. We haven't transformed back into our human form yet. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention one thing. Though you may have left the Darkened Realm, you haven't transformed back to your former self, and you won't anytime soon. Now, why could that be? So, Midna pretty much just repeated everything that I just said. So, let's see. What do we need to do now? I'm probably going to end the video soon, though, because this has been going on a pretty long time. Oh, and in case you didn't know, Midna, she looks differently in the light than she does in the Twilight. So right now she just looks like a shadow. So she's going to tell us that she can help us go into the Twilight realm, because obviously we have a bunch of crap that we have to do in the Twilight realm. So, but we have to do exactly as she says, so that we can save our friends. Because you can never trust words, you know. Right now, I want a sword and shield that'll suit me. Alright, so she wants us to get a sword and shield. Well, where do you think we're going to have to go to get a sword and shield? We are going to have to go back to Ordon Village. So, basically we're going to see what happens since we've been gone. And that's going to be pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and go on back. We need to defeat a few Bokoblins while we're at it. Come on, get rid of these guys. I'm still trying to... Oh. And if you try to leave, the squirrel will be like, "Thank you for taking care of those bad guys. They made the village and forest a mess. They kidnapped the village children." Oh, they kidnapped all the children. But I know you're not one of them. I can tell because you smell like the trees of Ordon. So, yes, you can talk to animals while you're Wolf Link. If you're having any trouble, try talking to the animals. So anyway, guys, that is it for this episode. I will see you guys in the next episode.